sun and the biggest sky, greenest hills that I have ever seen. These old stone walls and the ones they're holding, the only place I wanna be. Flashlight light as it comes shining in your door. Catch those words as they go by. Catch that wave as it crashes over you. And keep the fire alive. In the dark, when the summer sun has set down all the heat of all the day, has warmed the ground and the earth beneath your feet, and watching fireflies in the night. Catch that light as it comes shining in your door. Catch those words as they go by.
We've come to test this other chair. I've had to, because I got a red X8, Magic Mobility X8, but it didn't lift up and it didn't tilt back or anything. Now the crazy thing is, I bought that Myra that we put on a different video, and when I bought it, it's got the facility for the legs lifting and tilting back. And when we got it, that was just a bonus. That was just an extra. But unfortunately for me, not long after we got it, my legs have deteriorated even more, and I have to lift them up about every half hour to an hour.
Yeah, but you don't. You should do, but you don't.
Yeah,
but anyway,
because the blood's pooling in my legs, it's caused me all sorts of. This is why I've not been anywhere near as good as I was previously.
This is why it's been nice and quiet on YouTube.
Well, yeah, because this is since last summer, and it's only now that it's calming down a little bit, but they're still terrible, awful, worse than they ever have been, and they were bad enough before. But you know, anyway, so to carry on going detecting and going on walks and things, the Myra's not good enough off road. I mean, we did a video where it was spinning on the hill on wet grass down here, you see, so it won't do. So I had to find one of these that's all singing, all dancing, and it goes up like this. So, and I've kitted it out with a bag and a drinks holder light and a bag on the back, so that's that. But I will, and then now, because we haven't been detecting, we've only got old permissions, because I was at the point of going and approaching people to get new permissions, which is never easy, because I've got to go in the power chair, and people see you sort of coming up the drive or whatever, or you know, and you're like, whoa, what's going on here, sort of thing. It's quite a weird experience, really. Well, it must be weird for them, but it's weird for us as well, really. And so I was at that point. So now we've sort of started going detecting a bit again. You'll see that later in the video that Wendy's going to put on. We've only got old permissions. So, but an interesting story. Before this happened last year, I'd been a member of a club in Derby, a long-established club. It's probably one of the oldest clubs in the country, and it's called the Derby Artifacts Recovery Club, and they've been going since the 1970s. A chap called Tony, who sadly passed away. I think he passed away last year, actually, and he'd been there since the start of it in the 1970s, and they meet up. It's a proper club. It's not a Facebook club or anything like that. And they meet up once a month at a social club in Derby, and I used to go, you know, to regularly to the meetings, and I'd done this for years. And when I first had the problems that I had 5.5 years ago, I asked them if I could carry on being a member of the club, in the hope that one day I could start going back to the club again and actually participating and yeah, they were lovely about it. And this was before Tony had died, you see, and things had changed a bit. And they were lovely about it, and they even made me an honorary member of the club, and I didn't pay the club fees sort of thing, like a yearly club subscription sort of thing, you know. So and that was all right for a bit, and then I started to stabilise a bit. So I wanted to me and Wendy, we were doing it together by then. We tried with the XP Deus and the wireless, and it all worked and everything was spot on. So and they kept sending me information for digs that were happening once a month. They have digs once a month, and anyway, and I kept asking them for information about access and sort of gates and things like that, and gradients, you know, like how steep it is, because I've got the chair to think about. Well, I've got me to think about, because it'll tip me out the chair, you know what I mean? All sorts of things, and that went on for. I didn't go to any digs because I got some information, and the information sort of got better, if you know what I mean. And I got to the point where me and Wendy wanted to go. You know, it was only once a month, and we wanted to sort of go to the digs, and then the sort of the guy that was running the club and getting the permissions, that changed, and there was Tony died because obviously not been very well. That's the guy that set the club up, and another chap took over. And to start with, he was all right, and he sent me information, and I explained it's because I want to make sure that the actual land was suitable, and what the access was like, and things like what the parking was like for getting the chair out of the car and things and stuff like that, because it's got to be, you know, it's got to be level, and it's got to be deep, you know what I mean, or the car will get stuck and things like that. So there was lots of questions, and he was all right. He gave me information, and we almost went to one dig, but we didn't. And then the next dig came along, and they're all local digs, fairly local, and I asked for some early information, and he told me roughly where it was, sort of thing. And I says, can you give me a bit more specific? I mean, a couple of the digs we had actually driven in the car and actually done a recce of the land, and we decided that we didn't think it was suitable, so we didn't go. This was early, you see. So sometimes I'd have to do a recce, or if he told me sort of where it was, I could look at a map and look at the contours, and I could work out the gradient from a map. And I sort of said, I emailed him and said all this, and basically, I said, look, I says if I can't get the information, I says we may as well just go on our own permissions. I says, and you know, there's no point in me trying to stay on in the club, sort of thing. But I really didn't want to. I wanted to stay in it.
Well, in my opinion, he was being a bit precious about where it was, to be honest, and he wasn't letting the information out until first thing in the morning, which to us
it's no good.
Is no good, because
I said, look, I either need to do a recce or do a recce and know what gradient it is, and
or
things
look
like
on
that.
maps.
And I said, all I said to him was, I says, it's no good me relying on other people to determine whether my capabilities, my body and my chair is capable of going to these places. I says the only person that can make that decision is myself. And anyway, so he told me, he turned it around, said that I'd insulted him and I was condescending and patronising or something like that. Said he was very offended by the whole incident. He took it very personally, and basically I couldn't stay in the club anymore.
He threw you out.
And effectively threw me out.
Yeah.
I would love to have stayed in the club. And
oh dear.
that is now, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that that would happen, sort of thing. These are the crazy things. That's just one story. I could tell you. I could sit here for 2 hours.
Oh God, please don't.
And tell you stories about weird things.
No, please don't.
Metal detecting. Well, people, just for the benefit of people that aren't metal detectorists and have never been metal detecting. Hey up.
Hello, we're being
attacked.
attacked.
We're going to get savaged.
We're being attacked by a dog with a very long tongue.
Yeah. Just for the benefit of people that have never done it, but they might have seen the detectorist on the telly, and you thought it was quite weird, wacky and strange, all of the weird things that happened with the different groups and sort of, all different things. But the honest truth is, it is like that.
Yeah, it's spot on.
It's exactly right. Mackenzie Krug actually did his homework because he is a detectorist and he does it himself. And he is in these groups and various things. And all those crazy things that happen, and worse, including things like that happened to me, because I asked for more information to see if it was safe for me to go. That's it.
Yeah.
So there's just a strange story. So I'm no longer a member of the DARC.
Yeah.
And so long as the guy that's running the show now is there, I imagine that because he took it so personally that I was asking for information, that I'll never be allowed to join again.
No, exactly.
And that's it.
Have you done now?
Weird, isn't it? I've done, yeah. It wasn't a rant.
No, I know.
It was just a weird and wacky story.
Hello, guess who? John's not been well, so we've not been out since last July.
Last summer.
Yeah, last summer. So we thought we'd brave it now. He's feeling a little bit better, so we thought we'd brave it. We've come back to one of our old permissions because we've got no new permissions because obviously he's been out of action.
Well, I've not. It's the same problems that I've had anyway, but,
Yeah,
but
but
I deteriorated
yeah,
even
just
more,
made
sort of
worse.
thing. I couldn't do anything.
Anyway, so we're back on our old permission.
Nice to
And
be out.
yeah, it is nice to be out, and it's a lovely day to be out as well. And we've just found our first signal. Not our first target. Our first target was a piece of rubbish, which I've got here somewhere. There you go. That was our first target. But this is our second target.
Very deep.
Immensely deep,
Yeah,
ridiculously deep.
It's a George V halfpenny.
Yeah, George V
Halfpenny.
halfpenny.
But stupidly deep. I don't know why it's that deep.
No, it was. It was like, whoa, pointed depth and some. So yeah, let's see if we've missed any more on our last expeditions out
it's
here.
just nice to be out after all this time. Really.
Actually, John's burning up because it's too warm, and he's come out in his beanie hat.
I forgot me.
And his big thick
bucket hat.
fleece, thick fleece, and it's like boiling hot. Anyway, we'll see you on the next. Second one, what's the number?
What's the what?
What's the number?
Number of what?
What it
Oh,
was?
you mean
what are you on about?
the
Oh God, John's lost his faculties.
I can't
I think
this
this is it. It's certifiable now.
What's it called? It's
What were the numbers?
well, it was 7071.
What was it reading? What else you call
I
it?
don't know what you call it.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
life.
I've not been well.
You've not been this dozy though. You've only had bad legs. You've not had brain problems.
Oh, God.
Right, so it's a pistol shot after all that.
Yeah, it's a little pistol shot.
Yeah.
You can get smaller ones than that because they used to have toy cannons and stuff, and they used to fire proper lead shot with
Toy
with
ones.
black powder.
We missed all these then last time round, didn't we?
How do we do that?
Wow.
I don't know how we did it though.
No, I don't, because we've done this field to absolute like.
There you go. It just goes to show.
Maybe
it's never done.
worms and
Yeah,
things
well,
move stuff
I
around,
have read somebody that came up with a theory that things get moved about a bit.
Oh really? Well, I suppose they do, don't they? And then like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Then the cows like, well, they tread it in
Trample and
even further, don't they? So that
Yeah.
don't work, does it?
Yeah, that's sometimes why things are deep because when it's been a bit boggy,
And
the
the weight
cow's
of a
put its
cow,
foot down and it's pushed something into the ground.
Anyway,
But-
there we go.
Yeah, but at least we're finding something.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. This was a lovely signal.
Yeah,
What was the
82 on
number?
the numbers,
82. It's an old.
Well, it looks like it is, yeah.
It will be, won't it? It's an
Yeah.
old cow's ear tag.
Yeah, I
isn't
think
it?
it's an old metal cow ear tag.
5TT.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, it is
There'd have been two halves to it, wouldn't there?
Oh yeah, I presume so. But they use plastic now, don't they?
Yeah.
All these cows got plastic tags, haven't they?
Yeah.
But they used to. I can remember when they used metal ones.
Yeah, I vaguely can actually. Yeah, when I used to work on a farm years ago in the 70s.
I mean, I never worked on a farm, but I can still remember the metal tags. But yeah, so there we go, 5TT.
I think the plastic ones had just started coming in, but there was still metal ones kicking about and stuff. Right?
There we go. So what we got? Coin, a piece of brass, a coin, and a pistol shot thing, and this.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Bit of an eclectic mix so far. We'll keep going. Wow, we found 2 rings.
Yeah.
But not the sort we're all thinking of. Da, da, da.
Yeah. 2 interlocking rings.
2 interlocking rings. So goodness knows what that's off. But yeah, there's a puzzle for you, getting them apart.
Yeah. What a shame that they're
Good
not...
signal.
Yeah, lovely, gorgeous signal.
Yeah, it was.
What a shame that it's not 2 gold rings or 2 silver rings.
I mean, I did predict it was a tin full of silver coins, but I'm not far from the truth. 2 rings.
Yeah. I don't think it will be. No.
No. So there we go. So we've just done 3 holes, and it was silver foil.
Yeah, silver foil. And...
51, 52, 53, and this one was 50. 54, 56, and I'm going, no, let's not bother digging it. It's a load of rubbish, and we've just got a complete spoon.
I mean,
not a silver
if
one.
that had been silver, that would have been 90s.
Yeah, but it's a complete one, and it's not too bad a condition either.
Or anything.
No.
You've not touched it.
No.
Because spoons are the shape they are. Most people, when they dig spoons up, they hit them.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like we've had them before, and we've bent the handle.
Although I did get a lovely signal with the pinpointer, and it was I'd left my trowel in the hole.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go.
That was a rookie error. I'll give you that. Though.
Yeah,
That's
it was a
because
rookie
you've
error.
not been doing
I've
it.
not done it for a few months. Yeah. Anyway, there we go.
Yeah, on to the next.
Right, this was a 56, and I thought it was just a piece of you get that melted metal, and I started pulling the thing away, the soil away, and there's all these little knurly bits. I thought, oh yeah, it's a completely crushed, flattened thimble. It's not giving silver signal, but yeah, there you go, look, and it completely crushed.
That'd probably be 80s or something, or, if it had been a silver thimble.
Yeah, look at that.
High 80s.
Completely flattened. Never to be used as a thimble again.
Why have they done that? Why has anybody done that?
Well, I don't think they've done it on purpose, have they? Do you not think it's been in a load of rubbish or something? And it's over the years it's been ploughed and
It's not been in a
flattened.
fire, has it?
No, it doesn't look black. There's no evidence of it. So yeah, there we go.
Thimble.
Thimble.